So guys, our topic for today is flow designer. Okay. So we are discussing flow designer. So flow designer was introduced around 2 years ago. Flow designer was not there from the beginning, which was introduced 2 years ago. But this is a powerful feature. Okay, very powerful feature. So most of the people, what they think is that flow designer is replacement of workflow. That is not actually the correct thing. Most of the people think that flow designer is actually a replacement of workflow. That is not actually the correct thing. Okay. Flow designer, let me just take a notepad. Flow designer can act as business tool. Okay. Can act as scheduled job. So we were discussing about scheduled jobs also. We were discussing scheduled jobs topic. Can act as, can use to send email notifications. Workflow. Inbound email action. Okay, flow designer can be used for multiple purpose. Okay. Like we have synchronous calls and asynchronous calls, right? In Glide Ajax, in Get Reference, in business rules. Similarly, flow designer also will work synchronously and asynchronously. Okay. So first we will understand how the flow designer will work as business rule. Then we will understand how the flow designer will work as scheduled job. Then we will understand how the flow designer will work as email notification. So this one we have seen. So we will understand how the flow designer work as workflow, how the flow designer work as inbound email action. So here, when you open the flow designer, it will first look like this one. You can see here there are three options. So we have to choose flow. Okay. So whenever a new user is created, I have to add ITIL role automatically. Okay. That you can do it using business rule also. That you can do it using business rule also. So default role. Whenever a new user is created, automatically I want to grant ITIL role. Okay. Add default role. Default ITIL role. So guys, here run as who initiates session. Who initiates session is nothing but the person. Just give me a moment, guys. So who initiate the session means the person who is creating the user record. So if you select system user, it will be like system. Okay, it will be like system. So here I am selecting system user here. Okay. So we understand that as soon as the record is created, we have to add ITIL role automatically. Understand my point? I'm selecting here. First thing, when you create the flow designer, first thing that you have to do is you have to select the trigger. Trigger point is very important. So when you select the when you click on the trigger, right, you have to select the trigger option. So created whenever user is created. Okay, the table is user table. Okay. So here in the advanced option, you have to select these options, both for interactive and non-interactive. So if the user record is created manually, only then the flow should trigger, run only for user interactive session. If the user record is created from non-interactive session also, that means user record is created from the script, then also you have to add the roles, means you will select this one. So run for both interactive and non-interactive session. So if the user record is created manually or the user record is created scripted also, then the flow should run, means you have to select this one. So don't run if the trigger by the following users. So this flow should be triggered for everyone, means run for any user. If you don't want this flow should be triggered for specific people, you will select this one. Do not run if the triggered by the following users. So run only if the triggered by the following users, run for any user. So here you can see run on current table, run on the extended tables. See, if you remember demo incident and demo incident task. So whenever you create a business rule, the business rules will also be applicable on the extended tables as well. So if this should not run on extended tables, you will only select run only on the current table. If you specify run on extended tables, you will select this one. Okay. So here you can see, as I told you, flows will run synchronously and asynchronously. If you select a run flow in the foreground, this will run as synchronous business rule. If you select a flow in background, it will run as asynchronous business rule. Okay. Clear, right? Well, so whenever a user record is created, what I have to do? I have to add ITIL role. So here, what I am doing is to add a role to the user. To add a role to the user, what we will do is we will have to create a user role. We will have to create a user role. Remember. Create record. So the table name user roles table name is sys underscore user underscore has role table. Okay. Well, here role is ITIL. Okay. So as soon as the record is created for the created user, immediately the role will be added. Understand my point? So I'm just creating So I am going to create a user account. Rahman. Okay. So now I am just creating a user account. As soon as I create the user account, so here what will happen? Immediately he should be added the roles. See, ITIL role is added or not? ITIL role is added or not? So how is it? How is the role is getting added from the flow designer? You go to the executions here. You can see the flow has been triggered just now. It has added the roles. Same thing can be done using business tool also. Same thing can also be done using business tool also. But in the flow designer, without writing even single line of script, we were able to achieve it or not. So trigger point I have selected as created. Same thing. If I deactivate this now, I can also do it using before. I can also do it using business tool also. I can also do it using business tool also. But we are able to do it using flow designer without writing single line of script. Okay. Understand my point? Clear, right?